Hey everyone, welcome back to the Flat Thunder channel. My name's Andy, and this old Luxair gas-fired furnace does not have an air conditioning option. Just so happens to be extremely hot out, and this house only has a centrally located, large, permanently in the wall AC unit. Works great for cooling the main room that it's in, but it doesn't distribute the air quite as well as what we would like. In this video, we're going to try to take this old 2-wire thermostat controlled gas-fired furnace and we're going to manually energize this blower motor without the burner on so we can distribute that cold AC throughout the entire house upstairs. One of the first orders of business since we're in here is we're going to clean off all this dust and grime. That way we're not pumping a whole bunch of dirt throughout the house. Probably should have done this a long time ago. Stick with me, I'm going to get this all cleaned out so it looks a whole lot better than what it does now. And then we'll tie into what we need to do to make this happen. This is the blower motor housing. This is the actual squirrel cage, as they call it, the part that makes it a blower. And then here's the drive motor up here. We'll see the pulley on the other side. Originally, I thought we needed to get in here and access this cover. This is where the main wires go to drive the motor come in. What I wanted to make sure here is, one, everything was connected properly, but two, I also wanted to make sure there wasn't anything weird going on with multiple wires. This appears as if this is just a single speed on-off motor. So it gets full power to spin this thing anytime the firebox reaches a certain temperature. It's a temperature operated blower motor. So if you take a look at the opposing side, here's obviously the blower housing, and then here's the pulley that drives the squirrel cage, and then the motor pulley up here. Just connected with a V-belt. Let's talk briefly about how this works. This Luxair gas forced air furnace is an old unit. It basically works on a 2-wire thermostat function. It's very simple. Power goes into the unit, it converts it to 24 volt DC. It sends that 24 volt DC signal to the thermostat. These wires here coming out of this junction box are the ground and the power. The yellow wire, I believe, is a 24 volt DC, and the black wire is the common ground. If you look here, the red wire and the white wire are the thermostat wires. These go up to control the furnace. The red wire is 24 volt hot all the time, which feeds the thermostat upstairs. And then this white wire, when the thermostat calls for heat, this white wire will also be 24 volts. So basically, to turn this furnace on, you jumper from here to here, and that will energize the gas valve, turn the burner on. The burner will ignite, and then the temp limit switch over there. Once the firebox reaches a certain temperature, or the combustion area, once that reaches a certain temperature, it will send a signal back connecting the contacts for the blower motor, and the blower motor will energize. Once this loses the signal, this white wire loses the 24 volts from the thermostat, the gas valve will close, the main burner will shut off, and this blower motor will continue to run until the temp sensor over there loses its contact and kills power to it. First order of business, we're going to remove this junction box cover, but before you do this, make sure you kill the power to power source and double check. No power there. You might want to wait just a little bit because there could be some capacitors in your unit still discharging. This is a transformer here. This will convert the AC voltage into DC voltage. It's just a 2-wire, has a ground and a hot leg. The ground is right here coming off of the main, and it goes to the ground on your motor and the ground on your transformer. The hot leg goes to the temperature switch, and then it comes back. I believe there's an extra kill in here. It's an extra over temp sensor. That's, I believe, this guy, where it will shut off the main feed of power if it gets too hot. So I believe the thermal switch that turns the furnace blower motor on, the power is coming in, it's going to the thermal switch, and then it's coming back for the transformer. I believe that thermal switch will also kill power here if it senses an over limit condition. These two black wires are the blower motor. It has the ground coming in from the main feed, and then it has the hot, which comes from the thermal switch. As I'm going to tie in to this guy, and I'm going to manually apply power to this from the main feed. So we're going to put a switch in here that's going to switch power from here to here when manually turned on. It's that old school friction tape. I never liked this stuff because it's always sticky. This is kind of dried out. So we're going to loosen this clamp and get our extra wire in there. This one already has a white, so we'll use the white wire as the switched power. Okay, that should be all the connections we need to make inside here. That's not good. Look at that. It's like falling out of there. I didn't even do that one. That's no good. Let's redo this one here while we're at it. That'd have been a problem because that's the transformer ground. Kind of glad we saw that. You don't want your transformer losing power because then your heater won't work. Alright, I think we got everything good here. We're going to double check all these, throw some tape on them, get this all doctored back up, and then go up above and mount our switch. This is the magic switch that we're going to use. This is actually an all-weather box. We don't need an all-weather box, but I don't have a standard metal box. This is just one that's meant for outdoors. This actually came used. It may even have been a freebie to me, but I thought this was a cool switch. You hear the click? I'm like, wow, there's got to be a special switch in there. What do you guys think it is? Ta-da! It's just a standard switch with a slot which is attached to this lever that goes around the pole of the switch. Pretty simple concept. Kind of surprised me. So anyways, we're going to hook this up, so we're going to feed power from the main power to the furnace, and then we're going to switch it on the white leg that's going to turn this blower motor on, hopefully. I'm going to take this box and mount it right about there. That hurt. As long as I know this isn't going to do anything, but it's here, and hopefully someday I'll upgrade the wiring to this so it is its own 3-wire circuit. She's all buttoned up. Now all we have to do is clean up all the tools, turn on the power, and see if she works. Gotta pop these covers back on here. Before I do, I'm gonna take you off of there and show you the main wiring diagram that's with this unit, largely because I might need to reference that again someday in the future. It appears as if everything works. The only thing that's a little backwards is the switch. You flip it to the left instead of to the right to turn it on. That doesn't hurt my feelings. You always know if it's on or off. But one important thing that we're going to do, we're going to cover this all back up so it's actually going to blow again. We're going to get down there and inspect the pilot light. When we manually energize this, we might have to turn off the pilot light while we're using this to circulate cold air. That way it just doesn't blow the pilot light out. Here we go. I don't know if this is going to work or not. So the thermostat's up there, 2 wires. Coming down to this box. That's an auxiliary limit switch. And transformer right there, junctions, blower motor, fan limit. This right here is the thermal switch on the bottom. This auxiliary switch up here is an overload fan. It's gonna give you a scan around. I don't know if you can read that. We're going to test our manual blower fan and see if it affects the stability of our pilot light. Here we go. And other than the furnace rattling, the camera shaking a little bit, I do not see the flame is affected at all. Shut her down just to double check. And again, no effect. Well, there you have it. We got the hot air only gas combustion furnace blowing cool air around the house. That makes me pretty excited. This is on my list of things to do for quite a while, and it actually turned out to be a pretty simple project. Just installing a switch, more or less. If you like this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Leave your questions in the comments in that section below, and don't forget to punch that subscribe button your way out. Thanks for watching, everyone. PSA, clean your furnace. Look at this nastiness. I mean, yeah, that was just the compartment the blower was in, and I changed my filter really regular. So clean that thing.